He grew up in a spotlight most people will never understand, and then walked straight into another one even brighter. Brooklyn Beckham didn't just marry into love, he married into a dynasty with deep pockets, sharp elbows, and a playbook built for boardrooms. And somewhere between the vows, the headlines, and a knighthood that turned his dad into Sir, the picture-perfect family album started missing pages. Was this a feud, a rebrand, or something messier, like loyalty tested in public? But the first crack wasn't a screaming match. It was a dress. Palm Beach, Valentino Couture, a guest list that read like a power index. On the surface, Brooklyn and Nicola's wedding was the definition of opulence, an alliance between pop culture royalty and boardroom billionaires. Yet inside that carefully staged perfection, a detail started to hum louder than the orchestra. The dress. Nicola had hoped to wear Victoria. Then came the pivot to Valentino. She later said Victoria's atelier simply couldn't make it work. That one sentence did two things at once: calmed some fires and poured gasoline on others. Fans called it a snub. Insiders framed it as logistics. Either way, it planted a seed. Maybe this wasn't just Beckham x Peltz. Maybe it was Beckham versus Peltz. Or at least, Beckham adjacent to Peltz. And then the reception handed everyone a new plot twist. Reports say Mark Anthony, a close Beckham friend, took the mic, looked out at a room where the bride should be the sun, and called Victoria the most beautiful woman in the room. Some guests say Nicola left in tears. Another attendee said the moment was celebratory and over-interpreted. Two versions, one headline. The mother-in-law moment that the internet still won't let go of. Whether it was poor timing or pure affection, a single sentence became folklore. It wasn't proof of a feud, but it was perfect fuel for one. But dresses and speeches were just the surface. Underneath, brands were moving like tectonic plates. If you zoom out, this isn't just about family, it's about two machines. On one side, brand Beckham. Decades of football glory, fashion reinvention, and a name monetized with precision. In 2022, Authentic Brand Group took a majority stake in David's brand company, a deal widely pegged around $269 million. That's not gossip, that's infrastructure. On the other side, the Peltz network, board meetings, proxy battles, and institutional power from Wendy's to Disney. Put those two worlds in one wedding tent, and every tiny mood swings like a market. No wonder every text, post, and seating chart reads like an earnings call. And when power meets perception, the paperwork stories write themselves. Here's where rumors multiply. After that ABG deal, whispers claim paperwork around name rights surfaced. Standard stuff, depending on who you ask, meant to keep the Beckham brand clean in future partnerships. Some reports online allege this triggered pushback, new advisors, and a wider chill. None of that is confirmed by documents in public view. What is documented is the ABG stake itself. So take the rest as what it is: chatter orbiting a genuine nine-figure transaction. The facts give the whispers gravity, but they're still whispers. And then the discussion moved from contracts to something far more permanent: ink. For years, a bold mama's boy sat over Brooklyn's heart, visible proof of a tight bond with Victoria. Recent shoots show that ink largely veiled by a spray of flowers that fans say mirror Nicola's bridal bouquet. Some insist it's a cover-up. Others say it's an overlay, not an erasure. That's the thing about celebrity symbolism. You can say nothing and still say everything. Meanwhile, the couple's base shifted to Los Angeles, and Brooklyn doubled down on a new lane: Cloud 23 hot sauce, tastemaker persona, recipes instead of red cards. Different city, different cadence, different story to tell. But the most brutal messages don't live on skin. They show up in empty chairs. David Beckham turned 50 in May 2025, prime time for a united family front. Instead, headlines were about who wasn't there. Sources told mainstream outlets that Brooklyn and Nicola skipped the London festivities. One angle said tension tied back to Romeo's girlfriend Kim Turnbull because of a past link with Brooklyn. Tabloids added their own spice, claiming private birthday plans were nixed. Whether you buy the reasoning or not, absence has a way of ringing louder than speeches. And in this family, silence echoes. Then, the optics machine revved even harder. Summer 2025. Yacht photos, Amalfi sunsets, and a conspicuous missing piece. No Brooklyn in the group shots. Social media did what it does. Cruz and Romeo shared a pasta class from the family trip. Hours later, Brooklyn posted his own pasta moment at home. Was it parallel play or a pointed mirror? Tabloids screamed shade, fans split into camps, and the algorithm ate well. Around the same time, reports claim the couple renewed their vows without the Beckhams present. Again, treated as gossip grade unless the principals confirm, but in a battle fought through optics, even a dinner video becomes a decree. And then came a title you can't buy with PR. June 2025, David Beckham receives a knighthood, a crowning line on a long resume, and another test for a family already making headlines for empty seats and careful captions. Whether the eldest son stands beside Sir doesn't change the honor, but it does change the story the rest of us read into it. In the end, that's the tug-of-war here. Public narrative versus private nuance. Brand stewardship versus personal boundaries. When your last name is a logo, every choice feels like a press release. So where does that leave them and us? Strip the gloss, and it's not a mystery at all. Two families, both fluent in image management, collided in the one place image turns fragile, a family. Dresses became metaphors, speeches became statements. Contracts turned into Rorschach tests about loyalty. Tattoos, birthdays, and travel plans became proxy votes. Depending on which source you believe, Brooklyn and Nicola are drawing healthy boundaries or rewriting family history. The Beckhams are either protecting a son or protecting a brand. The Pelt circle is either shielding a couple from noise or running a harder game. The truth is probably less cinematic and more human. People making choices under a microscope. And if there's any lesson here, it's this. No matter how famous the surname, no one gets a perfect edit in real life. The camera is always rolling, the audience is always reading, and the distance between love and legacy is only ever one headline wide.